Hello everyone, we are here with the 1976 Spirit of America Greenwood Corvette. It was one of 5 wide-body Greenwood Corvettes that the Greenwood brothers made. John and Bert were the 2 brothers that raced these cars back in the 70s. They started racing back in SCCA, winning national championships, basically building off of Corvette-based chassis into these amazing race cars. And basically you can see it's an extremely exaggerated body style. They were calling it a wide body back then, and it went to Le Mans. 1976, I believe it had the highest top speed of over 220 miles per hour, qualified 9th, which is actually pretty incredible for a GT car. If you look at just the styling cues, it's based on a Corvette, but everything is exaggerated. Every curve and everything is just humongous, and the noise from the big Chevy big block. Right now it's got a 540 cubic inch engine in it. It ran, I believe, with a 509 cubic inch. Right now we're hitting about 800 horsepower, so driving around here at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca, we're getting wheel spin all the way through 3rd gear, and turn 1, which we usually don't call a corner on the front straight, is actually a corner now in this car. So it's been a blast to drive so far, and it's cool to really feel the history of what Greenwood did back in the day, back in the mid-70s, and the guys have done an unbelievable job maintaining it and not really restoring it. This is the most original one that there's out there right now. So it's been a joy to drive, and it's cool to really understand the history and the difference between, this car from 1976 to, the Corvette C6R that I drove, the Corvette C7R that I drove at Le Mans, and to try and understand and respect of what those guys went through back at Le Mans back in the day, and understanding the difference in technology. And, they're going 50 miles per hour faster in the straight than we are today in a GT car. It's pretty incredible. Yeah, looking inside the car, you can really tell that safety has been the biggest evolution over the years. We've got our window net here, which is just bolted on, which is pretty awesome. There's not much side protection, which now if you look in the current Corvette race car, you've got that huge crash box next to you, keeping you safe. And obviously they weren't too concerned about that back in the day, but we have 3 pedals that we have to use at all times in this car. You've got a blip on the downshifts, use a clutch on the upshifts. It's a 4-speed manual box. So getting used to that again was a lot of fun to get back to heel and towing, using a tachometer with my little red tape to show me where I need to shift. And the good thing about this car is they won't even know if I over rev it. So I can, if I blow up the engine, I can just say something happened, and they can't really look at the data to find it out. But it's cool getting used to looking at all the dash pieces, all the gauges, oil pressure, water temperature, water pressure, having to manually put the diff pump on, the diff cooler on, ignition, turning the high pump fuel pumps on before starting it to get it to go. So it's cool to kind of just be a driver again and not have to worry about crew members and engineers telling you what to do the whole time. It's a very pure and raw race car, which I think we're missing a little bit these days, but it's fun to feel the history back here in the Greenwood Corvette. All right, looking under the hood, we have a big Chevy big block 540 cubic inch engine. It's really a monster, but really thinking back to 1976, the architecture is very similar to what we run these days, even in the Corvette C7R that goes to Le Mans, which is a great endurance engine, very reliable, very powerful, lots of torque. So in endurance racing, when you're caught up in traffic and you're in the wrong gear, it's nice to have that torque to really pull you out of it and save you. And just looking at it, listening to it, probably one of the most American things you can hear is a big old Chevy big block engine, pumping out 800 horsepower.